Law of Polarity. Overview. The law of polarity teaches that everything in the universe has an opposite, and that these opposites are necessary to create balance and contrast. It reveals that duality exists in all things light and dark, joy and sorrow, success and failure, abundance and scarcity. This universal law helps us understand that opposites not only coexist, but also define one another. Without experiencing one side of the polarity, we would not fully appreciate or even recognize the value of the other. This law teaches us that in every challenging situation, the seed of its opposite also exists. If you are experiencing a setback, the potential for a breakthrough is inherently present. If you are facing adversity, the opportunity for growth and success is embedded within that experience. The law of polarity reminds us that nothing is ever one-sided, and it encourages us to seek the positive or opposite potential in any circumstance. By understanding this law, we gain the ability to navigate life's challenges with more ease and wisdom. Instead of resisting the lows or difficulties, we recognize that they are part of the natural flow of life, and that without them, we wouldn't fully understand or appreciate the highs. This law empowers us to embrace all aspects of life, knowing that the negative often holds the key to greater learning, growth, and eventual success. The nature of polarity. At its core, the law of polarity is about balance and contrast. It teaches that everything exists in pairs, and that these pairs serve to create wholeness. For example, we cannot know light without darkness, nor can we fully understand joy without having experienced sorrow. The opposites are not inherently good or bad, they simply are, and they serve to give meaning and context to one another. Polarity also helps us recognize that life is filled with cycles and contrasts, and that every experience contains both positive and negative aspects. The law of polarity encourages us to look beyond the surface of any situation and recognize that there is always an equal and opposite side to explore. By seeing both sides of a situation, we can develop a more holistic and balanced perspective, which allows us to move through life with greater resilience and understanding. This law also teaches that opposites are interdependent. The presence of one pole makes the other possible. For instance, without failure, success would have no meaning. Without experiencing lack, we wouldn't recognize abundance. This interdependence creates the dynamic and ever-changing nature of life, where both positive and negative experiences are essential for growth and balance. How polarity shapes our experiences. The law of polarity teaches us that all experiences contain both ends of the spectrum, and it is up to us to recognize this balance. If we find ourselves stuck in a negative state or situation, we can consciously shift our focus to the positive aspect that is also present. For example, if we are experiencing failure, the lesson or potential for future success is embedded within that failure. This shift in perspective allows us to see the full spectrum of any situation and to navigate life's challenges with a more empowered mindset. Polarity also allows us to appreciate life's highs by giving us the contrast of life's lows. Without experiencing disappointment or loss, we wouldn't fully appreciate joy, achievement, or abundance. This law teaches us to embrace the totality of life's experiences, knowing that the contrast between polarities is what gives life depth and richness. Additionally, the law of polarity reminds us that we are not bound by our current circumstances. Even in moments of difficulty, the potential for positive change exists. For example, when we feel stuck in scarcity or limitation, we can consciously shift our thoughts and actions toward abundance. By recognizing the duality of any situation, we empower ourselves to choose which side of the polarity we want to focus on and bring into our reality. Why people struggle with the law of polarity. One of the main reasons people struggle with the law of polarity is because they become fixated on one side of the spectrum, often the negative side. When we experience pain, failure, or adversity, it's easy to get caught up in the belief that the situation is all bad, with no positive aspect. This narrow perspective limits our ability to see the potential for growth, learning, or eventual success that also exists within the same experience. Another challenge is the natural human tendency to avoid discomfort. Many people resist or fear the negative aspects of life, such as failure, rejection, or loss, without recognizing that these experiences are necessary for growth and balance. By avoiding one side of the polarity, we also limit our ability to fully experience and appreciate its opposite. For example, If we avoid risk because we fear failure, we may also miss out on the opportunity for success. People also struggle with this law because it requires a level of acceptance that life will always contain both positive and negative experiences. The law of polarity teaches us that both sides are essential and that we cannot have one without the other. This can be difficult to accept, especially in a culture that often emphasizes constant positivity and success. However, by embracing polarity, we learn to navigate life's challenges with more grace and wisdom. Embracing both sides of polarity. The law of polarity encourages us to embrace the full spectrum of life's experiences. Instead of resisting or fearing the negative, we can learn to appreciate it as a necessary contrast that helps us grow and evolve. When we accept that challenges, failures, and setbacks are part of life's natural rhythm, we stop resisting them and begin to see them as opportunities for growth and learning. This law also teaches us to look for the hidden blessings in every challenge. In moments of difficulty, ask yourself, what is the opposite of this experience? How can I use this situation to propel myself toward the positive side of the polarity? By shifting your focus to the positive potential embedded within the negative, you can begin to transform your experience and create more balance in your life. How to apply the law of polarity. 1. Look for the opposite in every situation. When you are faced with a challenge or difficulty, consciously ask yourself, what is the opposite of this experience? For example, if you are experiencing scarcity, ask yourself where abundance exists in your life. If you are facing failure, ask yourself what lessons or opportunities are present for future success. This practice helps you see the full spectrum of any situation and allows you to shift your focus toward the positive potential. To embrace life's contrasts. Recognize that life is filled with both positive and negative experiences, and that both are necessary for balance and growth. Instead of resisting the negative, embrace it as a natural part of life's polarity. Accept that without challenges, you wouldn't fully appreciate your successes or joys. 3. Reframe negative experiences. When you encounter setbacks, reframe them as stepping stones to future success. Understand that every failure contains the seed of success, and every difficulty holds the potential for personal growth. By reframing negative experiences in this way, you align yourself with the positive side of the polarity and create a more empowered mindset. 4. Practice gratitude for the opposites. Practice gratitude not just for the positive experiences in your life, but also for the challenges. Acknowledge that both sides of the polarity are essential for your growth and success. By cultivating gratitude for the full spectrum of life's experiences, you become more balanced and resilient. 5. Develop emotional balance. Use the law of polarity to develop emotional balance. Recognize that emotions such as sadness, anger, or fear are part of life's natural polarity. Instead of suppressing or avoiding these emotions, allow yourself to feel them fully, while also recognizing that joy, peace, and love are available to you as well. Polarity and success. The law of polarity is a powerful tool for achieving success because it teaches us to view challenges and setbacks as integral parts of the success journey. Without failure, we wouldn't fully appreciate success. And without adversity, we wouldn't develop resilience and strength. By embracing both sides of the polarity, we learn to navigate life's ups and downs with more grace and wisdom. Success is not a one-sided experience. It often requires overcoming failures, setbacks, and challenges. The law of polarity teaches us to see these challenges not as obstacles, but as necessary contrasts that help define and create success. When we understand that failure is part of the success equation, we stop fearing it and instead use it as a tool for growth. Affirmation. I embrace the full spectrum of life's experiences. I recognize that every challenge contains the seed of its opposite, and I use this understanding to create balance, growth, and success.